Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back. Today's video is a tutorial on this very green makeup look. I am obsessed with this. This is very fall. Yeah, I'm gonna say that a lot the next couple months. Today I used the Melt Gemini palette. This palette is just so stunning and I've wanted it ever since it came out, and when they restocked it, I jumped on it. So I'm very happy with this look and I hope you are too. Let me know what you want to see next. Please subscribe and hit the bell so that you know when I upload my next tutorial. And let's just jump right in with this one. The first thing I'm going to use is the Makeup Forever mattifying primer. I haven't used this in a while, but lately I've just been so oily, just extremely oily as I wear my makeup. So I'm gonna try this out again. I feel like no matter what I do, I just get so oily. Hopefully it will work. For foundation, I'm gonna use one of my favorites, but I haven't used this on its own in quite a while. This is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and I'm gonna be trying the color Pearl today because I'm very fair. I do not have on a spray tan. We're gonna try this, see how it goes, and then blend it in with my beauty blender. And then for concealer, I'm going to use the Naked Skin Concealer from Urban Decay. I haven't used this in a long time, so I kind of feel like playing with it today. The shade that I have is Light Warm, and I'm just going to blend this in with my sponge. This gives a little bit less coverage than the Shape Tape one from Tarte, and it gives a little bit more of a dewy finish, or just dewier than Shape Tape, because that is very, very matte. The True Match one from L'Oreal that I've been using is very, very similar to Shape Tape. That one gives more matte of a finish, just in case you're curious, because those are the two main concealers that I've been using recently. I'm going to go in with just a little bit more because I know I'm going to go pretty smoky with my eyes, and I really want to make sure that this is super covered underneath. I'm just going a little bit over the eyelids. I'm going to take my powders from the Tarte Park Avenue Princess palette. I usually just use Enhance, but sometimes I add a little bit of the Halo shade. So I'm going to use my Sigma F35 brush and just set the under eye area. I feel like if you do your face first, you have to do this step, because when you go in with your eyeshadow, if it falls down, you can just wipe it away. Where if you left it a little bit tacky from the foundation, then it would just stick to the foundation. Then on the rest of my face, I'm going to use the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I forgot how much I loved this stuff because I've just been using my Bare Minerals powder for so long. So I'm going to use this. What I love about this is that it makes it so matte, and I'm so oily, so I love it. The color I'm in is number 12, Buff Beige, in case you're curious. My favorite bronzers at the moment are the Hourglass Nude and Diffused Bronze Light. I love using the Nude Bronze Light just all over my face, just to give me a little bit more bronzeness and just a little bit more color. So I'm just using my Hourglass brush here, and I'm just kind of tapping this all over my face just to kind of liven it up a little bit so it's not so flat, has a little bit more color, and it's not going to give me any like crazy bronzeness because it is more of a natural bronzer. It just gives me that little bit of extra color. And then I'm going to go in with Diffused Bronze Light, which is a little bit deeper. It gives more of that reddish bronzy look. So I'm going to use the same brush and just go in and bronze up in more focused areas. So here on my cheeks, on my forehead, and then around on the jawline, and then I carry that down on my neck. And then I've really been loving the NYX Highlight and Contour kit, mainly for these two shades here for contouring. I just feel like those two mixed together looks really good on my skin tone, and it looks really natural. So I'm going to be using the Sigma, what is this? The FL5 small contour brush. I'm going to contour with this. And then I'm going to use a Sigma E25 brush. This is actually an eyeshadow brush, but lately I've been using it for contouring my nose. So I'm going to bring this here and on the sides of my nose. For highlighter, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter. This is in Molten Gold, but I really want to get the Nikkie Tutorials one just because I feel like that would look really good on my skin tone. But I'm just going to apply this with my Sigma F35 brush. And I like applying this before my blush so that it can like peek out behind it. Get the nose. And then for blush, I'm going to be using the Bare Minerals blush in that peach though. It's a peachy blush. I'm just going to pop that here on the cheeks. I'm gonna prime with the Painterly Paint Pot from MAC. I'm just putting this all over my eyelids. And then I'm just using my finger to blend this in just a little bit more. And it kind of just like melts the product into the skin. And then I'm just gonna set it with the Rimmel powder just all over my eyes. So for my eyes today, I'm gonna be using the Melt Cosmetics Gemini palette. I've wanted this. No, this color has already popped out, which is really frustrating. So I have to be very, very careful and get some super glue. Look at how beautiful this palette is. I've wanted this ever since it came out. I think it came out at the beginning of the summer and then they were sold out all summer long. And now it came back in stock. I actually ordered it when I was on my way home from Alabama and I was at a Starbucks. I found out it came back in stock and I ordered it while I was there. The first color I'm gonna grab is Mochi, which is this kind of like a limeish, greenish, chartreuse-ish color. And I'm gonna use a Smith 232. I need a smaller mirror just because this is huge and I'm scared I'm going to drop that eyeshadow. So I'm just going to bring this here into the crease of the eye. I really want this to kind of like peek out behind all of the colors. And don't worry, I will be doing an all matte green smoky eye look coming soon. I just really wanted to use the shimmery green shade today, so I couldn't help myself. And then I was thinking that the Safari palette from Natasha Denona was gonna have matte greens, and they're green, but they're kind of like a gray green, so I'm probably gonna use this Gemini palette to do that matte green look, because I was gonna do it with the Safari palette, but it looks different in person. Yeah, don't worry, it will be coming very, very soon. This totally matches my shirt. Oh, that is so freaking pretty. It's so funny because I feel like so many people get so hyper focused on swatches and textures of eyeshadows. And these eyeshadows, when I touch them, they actually feel really dry in the pan. They don't feel very buttery at all. And then it's like extremely easy to use. That blended out like a dream. So it's just so funny how something like the texture of an eyeshadow can make you feel a certain way. And then in reality, it can perform completely different than you think. Just keep that in mind with eyeshadows. That like swatches and the texture when you feel them on your finger doesn't always mean what you think it means. Okay, so I'm just bringing this underneath and really haloing it here to meet the eyeshadows that we put on the top. I really want this to be like very blown out, very round. I'm surprised that this launched in the summer because this to me is such a fall palette. I digs it. I'm gonna go into Fire OG, which is the lighter matte green shade. I'm pretty much just using all of these shades on this side of the palette. If you want me to use this side, let me know. It's a little bit more traditional browns and stuff, but that mustard shade looks really pretty. So I'm gonna go into Fire OG and I'm using a Smith 247. That's kind of like the fluffy flat one. And I'm just gonna bring this a little bit more focused here in the outer corner and the crease. I think I'm gonna make this a spotlight sort of situation, so I'm gonna hit this here on the inner corner as well. And as you can see, when I try to access the inner corner, I'm tilting my head in the direction that my brush is coming from. That way I can get in there real good. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of Mochi, and I'm using I'm using an E25 brush from Sigma, and I'm just going to kind of bring that right at the edge and brighten it up a little bit with this green and help blend out the darker green. I'm gonna grab a Smith 235 brush. This is that random brush that's like really, really skinny and tall, but it's also very thin and kind of like tapers. I know there's eyeshadow on here. I'm trying to like wipe off as much as possible. I'm going to use that Fire OG shade right on the tip of this so I can get right where I need it to be and kind of use that color to help blend itself out. But this brush is amazing for these types of eyeshadow looks because I use it for this main purpose alone, and it cuts down my blending in half just because of the shape of it. Boom, blended. On a Sigma flat definer brush, the E15, I'm gonna use that Fire OG shade that we've been using and just bring that here on the bottom, right at the lash line, and then kind of smudge it downwards to kind of help smoke this out a little bit under here. And then adding the Mochi shade right underneath it to really enforce the yellow. If you don't like to bring your eye looks down this blown out and smoky, you don't have to. It's just like a thing with me. I love it. I love it to be really, really, you know? So I'm gonna go into Leo, which is the darkest matte green shade, and I'm gonna do this on an A14 brush from Anastasia. And I'm just gonna make this even deeper and more green in these inner and outer corners. I'm also bringing that here on the bottom lash line. I'm gonna go into, am I gonna go into this? Yes. I'm gonna grab my Makeup Geek pencil brush and I'm gonna go into the color Bonnie, which looks like this very inky black. And I'm very lightly gonna pick this up because I don't wanna add too much black to this look, but I do want to deepen this up and make it even smokier. But I don't wanna take away from the green, so that's why I'm going in with such a small brush, and I was right. This is super inky, super pigmented. So I'm just tapping it right on the tippy part of the inner corner and right on the tippy part of the outer corner. Just a little bit. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Leo, which was the darkest matte green shade, and kind of overlap it with the black because I don't want the black to take over. I am gonna take the tiniest bit of the Bonnie shade and put it right here in the crease, ever so lightly. And then go in with Leo and blend that out. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of Tarte Shape Tape concealer on a concealer brush and whiten up this center part of the eyeshadow. And then I'm gonna go into Goals, which is this beautiful shimmery green shade that keeps falling out. I'm gonna take this on a MAC 242 brush and I'm gonna set this here in the center. Oh dang. I did not spray this with Fix Plus, by the way, because I figured the concealer would be fine on its own without the Fix Plus. Okay, so now in the bottom waterline, I'm actually gonna grab a new product that I've never used before. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Eye Powder Pencil. And what color are you in? It's the green one. It's kind of like a darker green. You can't really tell here, but in person, when you swatch it on your hand, it goes like a really dark green. So I'm going to put this here in my waterline. It looks a little brown compared to these shades because they are so green, but it is definitely a green shade. I'm also wiggling it in on the lashes. And then before it dries, you want to very quickly find that flat definer brush. I'm going in with a little bit of Leo, and I'm going to go over top of that to smudge it out. So this doesn't have a highlight shade for me to use, so I'm going into my palette here of single eyeshadows, and I'm gonna grab Nylon from MAC, which is this shade right here, and find my little baby brush here. This is the Sigma L04. It's a lip brush. It's very, very teeny tiny, and I'm gonna bring that color right up here on the tippy top of the brow bone and right here on the very inner corner of the eyes. Okay, I'm going to put on some mascara. And then for lashes, I'm applying the Here to Slay lashes from Velour. For lip liner, I'm going in with the Rimmel Tiramisu lip pencil, and I'm just overlining and filling in my lips completely. And then for lipstick, I'm gonna go over top of that with the Anastasia Nude Matte Lipstick. I feel like this would balance out really nicely with the color of the lip liner that I have on and the eyeshadow that's going on. So this is the final look up close, so you can see what it looks like. I really love how this turned out. This is so smoky, so like, I love this. This is very fall, and I hope you like this as much as I do. Let me know what videos and what palettes you want to see next, especially if you want me to use this palette again. I would love to, because I love everything about this palette. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye!